It's the Blue Jays This Week vodcast coming to you illegally from the boxes here down the first base line. Ben Ennis, Mike Wilner, back from his Western sojourn. How was that?
It was sojournic. It was
Yeah.
yeah. It was
You were sojournified.
There are three really nice places.
Mm-hmm.
When I say nice places, I mean we stay in San Francisco when the Blue Jays are
Right.
in Oakland, right? But Anaheim's very cool, and a few of us went out to Laguna Beach for a lunch, which
Really?
was phenomenal. Yeah.
Is that show still on the air?
There was a show?
Yeah, it was like The Hills.
Yeah.
I think it was before The Hills.
But I was in the OC.
Producer Eric, I feel like, knows, but he's not.
Nobody came up to me and said, "Welcome to the OC."
Okay.
So it didn't happen. And Seattle's very cool. I'd never been there. I had no idea Seattle was hilly like San Francisco is.
Mm-hmm.
And that ballpark is really something else.
You hear the trains?
Yeah, you hear the trains every once in a while, but after Tuesday's game, after the second game, they closed the roof. They didn't do it after Monday
Was it
or
raining?
Wednesday. No, it wasn't raining. I don't know why they closed the roof, but they did, and it's just the way it moves. I mean, the roof here at Rogers Center, we know it swings around.
Yeah,
and then
they
the
don't
two
make
parts go open.
closed dome stadiums like this anymore.
No, but Safeco it moves as a unit right across the top of the stadium, and it just kind of looks like there's a flying saucer that's about to land on you.
Nice.
It was very, very cool.
That's great, but you
And,
didn't
the
get
people
rain,
there.
so it's
I mean,
kind of weird.
But that, the atmosphere.
That's what I wanted to
Yeah,
talk next
craziness.
about, and we'll get to
Ridiculous.
Brett Lawrie in just a second. Obviously knows the area very well, but the fans, what they get, like 35,000 at least for each game, and they're averaging about 15, I think, at Safeco this season. Would you say safely about 20,000 Blue Jays fans for each game?
I would say safely Monday. There were
Yeah.
about 20,000 Blue Jays fans. It was a long holiday weekend, and a lot of them drove home. But I would say Tuesday and Wednesday, more Jays fans and Mariners fans, easily, both days. And it was crazy. I mean, it didn't just feel like a home game, and I say this with all the love in my heart for the people of Toronto in this city. It felt like a home game where people were actually interested in cheering for their home team.
So no waves being started in the middle of tie games in like the seventh inning?
And in the second inning on Wednesday, the second inning, the Blue Jays are down 2-0 already, which means down 2-0 after the first inning. I'm thinking this season, this crowd here at Rogers Center is already checked out. They're booing people, and they're upset, and they're angry, and they're frustrated. Second inning, down 2-0. Edwin Encarnacion leads off with a walk. Count goes to 3-2 on Lind, and people are up and cheering and screaming, "Let's go Blue Jays." It was like nothing I had seen here in years and years and years. And maybe it's because they only get them 3 times and not 80. But, I mean, it was really something else.
Now, obviously, you only started traveling with this team this year, but I think you have a sense of what the fan base has been like. Was it like this, like even 10 years ago out west for Blue Jays fans?
A little bit maybe, but not like this. I mean, even people who had done it every year and Blue Jays who knew what to expect from being here in the past said, no, it's never been anything like this. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the rebranding, if it's the fact that they all bought their tickets in February when everybody thought the Blue Jays would be fighting for a playoff spot right now, or everybody thought they'd be 20 games up by now.
Yeah.
But they were just as into it, though, even with the team 51-60 going into Seattle, I think. I don't quite know why it's like that, but it was fantastic.
Yeah, it certainly was, especially being there, I'm sure, but watching it on TV was pretty cool as well. And the Blue Jays finished 5-5 on that West Coast road trip. And Brett Lawrie had himself a good time as well. He is the subject of our Ford Leaders in the Field segment.
Ford Leaders in the Field. Presented by the 2013 Ford F-150, Canada's Player of the Year for 47 years running.
All right, let's talk about Brett Lawrie, Mike, because I mentioned he knows the Pacific Northwest very well from BC. He's on Fuego. There was some Blue Jays fans that were ready to pay for his ticket out of town earlier this season.
It's a running theme, isn't it?
Yeah.
The guys who are Edwin,
yeah,
Rasmus,
Adam Lind,
Brett Lawrie. Now it's JP Arancibia. But yeah, Lawrie I was seriously worried. It's bobblehead day for him on Sunday. 2 weeks ago, I thought people were going to be booing him because they'd run out of patience with him. Now everybody loves him again.
He is great. Well, he has been great recently. I mean, he's hitting for some power, hit some home runs, going the opposite way.
Yep.
with serious power as well. Could have had 2 triples in that one game if not for the ball bouncing over the fence and the defense. All right, enough with the second base nonsense. Now, I know Alex Anthopoulos hasn't completely shut the door on it, saying that he's athletic enough that he could do it, and if they gave him enough reps and he started spring training and that was his sole focus, that he could be a second baseman. But why move him from third base when he is, I mean, I would say top 5 defender at third base in Major League Baseball right now?
I might say top 3, but why move him? Because he could be top 3 at second base, and you get more touches up the middle, and that's the thing. But
you're not guaranteed.
The difference is,
you already know he is a top 5 third baseman. And you're just assuming that he could. And from limited action we've seen him at second base, it seems like a little bit of a different story.
No, he was fine. I thought he made 2 great plays in the 3 games he played at second base.
A couple of throws and a couple of double plays not
but
turned.
You know what? He's got the arm. We know he can make those throws. But the difference with second and third, and the reason while they were doing it, I wasn't sure which way was the right way to do it. If you can't get to a ground ball at second base, it's a single. Maybe a guy goes first to third. If you can't get to a ground ball at third, half the time it's a double, right? And you need to start that around the horn double play, to start the step on third, throw to first double plays, those things, you need the arm. He's got all that. He could.
They're fine at second base when they get Robinson Cano.
Oh, right, yeah.
They sign him for $200 million.
They're fine when they get Robinson Cano. Absolutely.
That's what the Blue Jays want to do. Just add another $30 million a year to their payroll in the offseason.
No problem.
Yeah, this would be a piece of cake.
Just
pitching.
take that Josh Johnson money.
Well, that's what I want to get to. Josh Johnson is not giving up on trying to earn that at least 1 year, $15 million-ish contract this coming offseason. The Blue Jays, I think, the Blue Jays would love to see him finish strong and then say goodbye at the end of the season after they offer him the $15 million.
But the thing is, I mean, even if he finishes strong, let's say there's what, 48 games left or whatever there is.
Yeah, so he's got
12, 10, 11 starts? 10, 11. Well, let's say 10. 10 starts left. Let's say he's phenomenal in 8 of them. Is there still a team that gives him the multi-year deal that he wants after a big, strong, full season? Maybe he still takes that 1 year qualifier. Although, if he takes the 1 year qualifier and he's doing well and he's all right, then it's not so bad to be. You're just deferring the thing by 1 year, and you're basically throwing out $10 million this year anyway.
Yeah, but do you want a guy making $15 million who's maybe, even if he has a pretty good finish of the season, is going to probably have an ERA over 5
this year?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the big
question. And a guy
question.
that has
every
big-time
start,
health issues in his past as well.
Every start he's made up until the last start has made it that much more sure that there's no way they even qualify him. Now, if he can keep this up, maybe. and that's scary.
At least they're getting help from guys returning from injury like Jay Happ, who's not good.
Look, that's what Jay Happ is.
Yeah, I know.
We all said 95 pitches in 4 2/3 innings. That's what they were going to get.
Yeah.
But you should be able to hold a 7-2 lead, right? Shouldn't you?
You'd think. This Blue Jays starting staff has got some issues. But maybe Drew Hutchison's on his way back. Maybe Kyle Drabek's on his way back. Those guys moving up the minors ranks, and Hutchison now in Buffalo.
Yeah.
So
I really, you know what?
September they'll be back.
I know that people aren't expecting anything from Kyle Drabek from watching him the couple of years. I really think he could be something. There's a history of people with Tommy John before they need. Well, but I just mean before the surgery. The history is they have control issues, sometimes for an extended period of time. And we saw
even
Kyle
after
Drabek
their first one.
It's a couple of years after their first one. We saw Kyle Drabek have those. They were so unlike him, those control issues, and he's still only 26. He could still be very, very good. I'm in love with Drew Hutchison.
And his numbers have been very good in the minors.
And those 6 starts he made once he found that extra velocity. The question is, does he still have it, A, and 2? If he does, is it going to make his elbow explode again?
Well, here's the key. You never want to give up on anybody. I learned that with Justin Smoke. I thought he was brutal. It's okay now. He's got an on-base 100 points higher than his average.
Edwin Encarnacion.
Exactly. You never know how long it takes for guys to blossom. Good to have you back, Mike.
It's nice
you
to
brought
be back.
the good weather
for
with
a
you
whole
as well.
week, and then we'll do one from New York. Maybe we'll do it in between games of the doubleheader.
Sure.
How awesome would that be?
I don't think that's likely.
Why not?
Sorry to burst your bubble. Anyways, you can follow him on Twitter @Wilnerness590. Follow me on Twitter as well @BennisSnet. We'll see you next week.